Nasser was attending his last high school class, listening intently to his sociology teacher, who was quoting Jean-Jacques Rousseau. A free citizen, according to Rousseau, is a master of himself, not subject to the whims and wills of others, but to the laws. Nasser felt a surge of excitement upon hearing these words, filled with the spirit of the revolutionary Che Guevara, imagining himself addressing crowds in the squares, ready to stand against tyranny and oppression. He firmly believed that determination and willpower were the best weapons against tyrants, and no one could convince him otherwise. Nasser lived in a country with a peculiar political system. As long as a citizen was preoccupied with personal life, it felt like a true democracy. But as soon as one tried to stir trouble by demanding basic rights, it became impossible to understand the nature of the system under which they lived. This paradox fueled Nasser's emotions and led him to apply for the political science department at university. He was ambitious, passionate about everything related to politics, and aspired to become a prominent statesman who would rebuild the foundations of a nation eroded by rampant corruption. Nasser believed that entering the political arena required an individual to have a good reputation among people, armed with determination and a clear vision of the goals they aimed for. This made him competitive in all battles he fought, even with himself. He loved proving to himself before anyone else that he could achieve what others deemed impossible. He participated in running races at local and national sports championships, often winning medals in most competitions he entered, earning a reputation as a resilient athlete. His time at university was no different. He attended all lectures diligently and participated in activities relevant to his major, graduating among the top of his class with qualifications that opened doors wide to the political field. Everything seemed mysterious until experienced it firsthand, revealing the reality. Thus, Nasser immersed himself in youth conferences organized by political parties in his country. However, he soon discovered that behind the ideal images he held in his mind about these entities lay a veil concealing the truth, a reality entirely contradictory to his aspirations. He realized that fighting battles from within the parties was impossible under a regime with a tight grip on everything. The parties had leaders groomed to fit this system, ensuring they produced elites with the same mindset, rewarded with privileges in exchange for silence or participation in deception and propaganda. Our fates are unknown at birth, but we shape them through choices made in moments of self-challenge or accommodation. Nasser was the type to choose the former, never hesitating to expect victory in every battle. He believed that triumph begins with faith in its inevitability, while defeats start with anticipating them before any fight. However, he was unaware that his current endeavor was entirely different. Nasser began by inciting acquaintances and neighbors, eventually leading the largest protests in the country, raising his hand in a victory salute as crowds cheered his name like a king. His sports fame spurred many to join the protests, initially demanding economic reforms and relief from high prices. As more youths and prominent political figures supported him, the demands escalated to comprehensive political reform. Nasser never imagined that many surrounding him, pushing him to mobilize more people and raise demands, were mere pawns. They exploited the greatest weaknesses: empathy, trust, and loyalty. He soon realized that the regime he fought against had facilitated his mobilization before turning the battle against him by portraying him as a traitor, attempting to destroy the state and its economy and disrupt its services. He and the young supporters were quickly arrested and imprisoned, often subjected to abuse and torture during interrogation. They discovered that they were just numbers in those dark cells, each hoping not to be called. Like Nasser, counting time to pass it, avoiding counting his number 34. They learned of a brutal system capable of erasing lives and dreams without remorse. Nasser saw the spots where human conscience had died, governed by laws unlike those taught in lectures, with battles unlike their childish imaginations. Here the struggle was for survival, and the victor was the one who left without losing his sanity. These battles are buried in oblivion, The prisoners are dragged to wards where their breaths are counted, punished for exceeding their allotted oxygen, kept alive on drops of water without food for days, enduring torture. Here, a revolutionary mind becomes a lamb to slaughter, and another person a hyena feasting on his brother's flesh while still alive, with a third type standing guard over all these unseen atrocities, his mind outside these pits. Nasser suffered muscle atrophy due to prolonged imprisonment, released after 5 years of torment, having surrendered any political activity in exchange for freedom. Upon release, he sought asylum in another country, his last hope of survival. In exile, he worked to regain his physical fitness, a daunting task as his past willpower had buried deep within him. Months of hard work showed improvement, and he decided to test himself in a marathon in a nearby city. He froze in shock as he received his bib number on the race day, the number 34. Moments of hesitation and fear ensued, a reminder of his greatest defeat. A race official recognized him, alerting the media and turning the event into a spectacle with crowds cheering his return. Torn between fear and courage, Nasser decided whether life was worth living with dignity or it was not. Raising his victory sign, he stepped to the starting line, embracing the number 34 on his chest.